Hey guys, Dylan from Neat 4x4. Today we'll be looking at my custom low mount roof rack for my Patrol dual cab. Hey guys, Dylan from Neat 4x4. Today we'll be looking at my custom low mount roof rack for my Patrol dual cab. This roof rack backbone system, I gave the idea to Bullseye down in Lilydale and basically said, this is what we want to achieve. I got a rough idea. You know, I told him about the lights, told him about how I want it to be mounted, and basically just let his expertise sort of do the rest. And this is exactly what he's done. He's put his expertise into it and created this perfect system. So this low mount roof rack is completely custom made and pretty well custom designed. It is very similar to a backbone system. So it's not the traditional sort of roof rack where you have the gutter mounts and then just the runners across. What we wanted to try and do was eliminate that entirely and just have the two-piece system so that we could come as low as possible. When I was looking on the market, most of them sat around 150 mil as sort of a max on top of the roof, which for reference is like sort of above where the snorkel is, which is just, it's way too high. And because I've got the dual cab and I've kept my headboard extremely low on my canopy, obviously I tried to keep everything down, I had to keep this sort of area for my roof rack. So I didn't want to go too high, too low. It had to be essentially what it is now, otherwise it didn't work. Each side has the exact same setup, obviously. We've got the main flat bar that runs from front to back, which actually accounts for the curve that's in the GU roofs, and then it's flat on the top. So it does end up being level by the time you put it on. You see it's diagonal at the front here just for windbreaker and for future provisions. These two extra square slots are for those square head screws. So if we ever wanted to put in like a 50-inch curved light bar or maybe a sun visor for some of that reason, etc., you'll be able to use that. So we're trying to think of what we could do on that. Like I mentioned before, it is the lowest we could possibly get. So this just sits above the ribs in the GU roof, and obviously it has a peak point in the center. The actual roof rack itself is a Titan roller rack. So it's just an alloy rack. I think I got it from super cheap online. It was fairly expensive, around 600 bucks for one of these. And I think it's a 1200 long roof rack, which is, in this case, perfect. It's right at the end of my chop, and it's also just sits in front of my snorkel. My fan base. These little brackets on the side here are actually the tie down points. So these tie down points are for anything that's going on the rack, which is something I didn't even think about, but he came up with. And it also doubles up. On the other side of this is the mounting plates, which run into the bottom of the rack. These are the actual backbone system here. So I'll unwrap them in a sec. Obviously we've got all the nuts and bolts to make it happen. And then we've got the clamps. Obviously the mounts that actually bolt the roof rack to the clamps, which also come with sort of a point where you can tie down. And these are also a part of that tie down straps. So they go on there as well. All that will get bolted onto these existing parts of the roof rack. So obviously the roof rack is a certain product compared to the mounting system. This should be everything. I'm pretty sure it's the whole lot, so I'll just double check that. Like this gap here, that's all I had to work with, which is not heaps. And all the other ones, they're pretty well above the snorkel is where the roof rack height comes up to. So we'll I'll start assembling the roof rack. All the roof racks actually. That's a good one. I'll show you now quickly. The mounting system also incorporates all these lights. So we've got 4 of the 7 inches, which are going to be on the sides like that. I'll show you them in a sec. So we've got 4 of them, which Bullseye supply. That's it there. So Bullseye do them, as well as the light bar, which we're going to chuck on as well. And the roof rack system is all incorporated to that. So he made sure that there's provisions for all that. So start assembling it. If I can get everything on the rack whilst it's off the car, and then obviously chuck them on the roof once it's all assembled, instead of trying to do it the other way around, which wouldn't really work. So we'll do that. So these camp lights have been, we had all this provision in the middle, and I first said to Bullseye, I said, well, how about we put these, like the lights off these mounts? You know, I was thinking like little 4-inch spotties or something similar. I said, let's just put them off the mount. And he goes, well, we've actually got a lot of provision in the middle here, so how about we just do the cutout? So using the material there and the space that's provided, you can sort of just see that there's actually little brackets that have been cut and folded within the steel provision that's there. None of this is wired just yet because I have to put it on and just get it out. Needed to use it for a trip. But the next thing, which is probably the most important thing, is these gutter mount brackets. So the gutter mount brackets obviously suited to any vehicle that's a gutter mount system. Can you please be quiet? I'm trying to do a video. No, thank you. You can have it. Provisions in there for extra voltage if need be. So this backbone system here has a welded nut on the back. The bolt will simply go straight through and bolt into the actual backbone system. So it's extremely tight knit, little rubber strip in there so that we just help with the vibrations. And that's essentially the whole setup. If we try and have a look at the front, we couldn't have gone any lower than this, and it's almost perfect as well because I've been able to fit this light bar in, which is what we also wanted to do. I wanted to have independent lighting on the car and on the cab as well as the canopy. So if I do remove that tray and canopy, we still have the ability to have lights all around completely independent to the vehicle. This is as sturdy as it could possibly be, as well as tight to the roof as possible. And it's been brilliant for wind noise, for drag. You don't even know it's there, and it works perfectly great as a roof rack. Probably the only con, it's extremely hard to clean underneath the roof rack. That's probably about the only con that I've been able to find so far.
Right.
Just a quick one, guys. We've got heaps of other content on our channel. Make sure you jump across the Neat 4x4 on our Facebook and our YouTube and check out what else we have. All right, guys, so that's the roof rack. Custom low mount roof rack for the chopped GU Patrol. If you want to get in touch with Bullseye, go ahead, have a chat to him about it. This is a one-off at the moment and a complete prototype, so it might be a bit of mucking around to suit your vehicle or vice versa. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's just a short little video. I'm stoked with how it is at the moment. It's done everything we wanted to do. Keen to have it all wired up, and once it's all wired up and functional, I'll be sure to show you that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the other videos and we'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, Dylan from Neat 4x4. Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, Hey guys, Dylan from Neat 4x4. Today we'll be looking at my custom low mount roof rack for my Patrol dual cab. Scene.